Look, he's gone out there and just absolutely dominated so far this season.
And there it was. There's the pitch, and he immediately, the body language tells you.
JeffreySprings expected to have Tommy John surgery. He'll be sidelined into 2024.
Springs will be on the hill. Swing and a miss and down on strikes.
JeffreySprings last night was ridiculously good. 12 strikeouts. He's got an elite changeup.
Oh, and another strikeout.
Vintage JeffreySprings right there.
JeffreySprings, in his pitch mix, he can be lights out.
6 no-hit innings today for JeffreySprings.
With his changeup, we're like, well, you may be able to lay off of 1 or 2 of them, but eventually he's going to get you with it.
How about Springs? My God.
Starting lineup for Miami.
Well, and let's take a look. Career as a Rays starter. These numbers brought to you by Yingling. 30 starts, almost a full season full of starts. The record 10-5. Look at that ERA, a very tidy 2.43. And how about the whip? Just barely over 1 through, again, 30 starts. And remember, he was transitioned into the rotation from the bullpen back in 2022. This is the mix, the 4-seamer and the changeup. Boy, those are deluxe pitches. And then 2 different breaking balls, the hard, sharp slider and the bigger, more break sweeper.
Well, here's Edwards to lead it off. And the first pitch made by JeffreySprings is foul. Him back out on the mound, I think, is exciting not only to the fans but his teammates. There's a liner up the middle and a base hit into center field, picked up by Jose Siri. Third, when we move into the bottom of the first. First pitch to Jake Berger is a strike.
I'll tell you, coming across, and all the news was coming hot and heavy. What's the game right
That's
now?
Exactly right. Berger sending a fly ball into center. Jose Siri a little bit to his left is right there. And that's the first down of the night.
What exactly was it going to look like? Because with the expanded playoffs, there's a lot more teams that are still within.
Runner takes off, big break, and the throw down is not in time. Stolen base number 9 for Edwards. Began hitting 213. He's out in front of the 2 pitches. Back-to-back change-ups there.
2.
Upstairs, the fastball, the count's good. And a shot back into left field, pretty well tagged. Palacios will run out of room, and that ball is gone. On a 3-2 pitch, Rivera gives Miami a 2-0 lead. So Rivera's first home run.
And this changeup stays flat in the middle of the plate. After seeing a couple of them earlier in the at-bat, he's able to get to it, and somebody came to play.
Yeah, fired up about that grab out there.
They kept it from going down the steps too.
Couple fastballs here left on. And there's a cut and a miss on 3 fastballs. Sanchez.
Just an overpowering fastball up and away. Can't quite get to it. Well executed pitch. And you can see Sanchez by him.
That is ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk follows a 3-pitch strikeout.
4 strikeouts. I mean, it was next level stuff.
Yeah, when he was hurt, his earned run average was Sarconado Lopez. It's a foul ball. 0-2. A 2-strike count to Lopez. This one is upstairs.
You think
it was the only one I had? There's a swing and a miss. Lopez out on strikes, and so are the Marlins. But they pick up two. Bottom of the first.
Excited to see what the next few months have in store for Jeffrey as we work into to enter the 2025 season with an exciting rotation, including the man on the mound, Springs.
When you look, McClanahan, Bradley, Springs, Rasmussen, Pepio, Bobs,
Littell. Well, how about as usual? I haven't been great with the names here as of late. But regardless of that, that's a wonderful problem to have.
Yeah.
You know, come back and make their debut on time. But what a borderline. It's pretty incredible.
On the ground is short. Walls with the pickup. He throws a strike across to Yandy.
2.58. Next in line is 3.21. That's a significant margin right there for Ray's starting pitching over a pretty extended period of time.
Gordon taking a strike at the
side of the rubber, but watch a little crossfire here. He steps over. He starts with rubber towards first base. Watch.
Fouled back.
Fire, and this has been part of his delivery for his career. He's actually on the other side of that. Set button. You do this again.
We get the general idea, though. Now the 2-2, and that's going to be a bit wide, and a check. And a check with Laz Diaz, the crew chief, down there at third. Chop right side. Burrell. He makes the play right there to take care of Gordon. 2 up and 2 down. A couple ground balls.
But which is what you want to see. I mean, lefties in on the righties, and then the changeup fades like that.
There's a strike.
Over to that first base side and then drives that pitch in. Something that's a little bit more flat, has a little bit more break, is a little bit slower in velocity.
And a shot up the right side. That's going to be in there. Bouncing down into the corner. Josh Lowe, a little trouble on the carom. A turn at second. And the runner will hold there. So a 2-out double by the Miami catcher.
Well, that fast, so all you got to do is extend your arms. You know, down and away, you have to go and get it. Up and away, you just get the swing started right across your shoulders, and he just pokes that ball down into the...
Cracks that one in for a strike. And that changeup has him way out in front.
Home run on the one, but overall, it's kind of had the kind of action that you.
And the fast. And strike call on that outside corner. Edwards caught looking, a man left. 2-0 Marlins. On to the third inning, and the first pitch off the IL, and on the mound for the Rays in the second, beginning inning number 3. Jesus Sanchez. There's the strike. First big league start since April 13th of 2023. Springs, high fly ball. Palacios out there. They're trying to locate that ball, and finally he does. Siri with a little afterburner action got there just in case.
Isaac, I mean, Dwayne, I saw somewhere where the prospects.
Yes, and for example, Lesko was the number 3 prospect. Bush Jr. was their 8th best, and the catcher, J.D. Gonzalez, their
position for the future.
On the ground to third. Caballero's throw is on the button. 2 up, 2 down in the third inning. You know, that's Eric Neander, and he's either showing us that he's been working extremely hard over the last few days, or he's just trying to go incognito.
He's going all emperor on us.
There he is. I'll tell you, it has been a busy time. Whoop, everybody's busy on a number of fronts. You know, personnel
for the Rays, extremely busy. And I'm sure that there were a lot of other conversations that were being had right up until 6 o'clock.
Neander about preparing for the future and still realizing that
they have that. You know, guys are going to have to perform, and they're going to have to prove themselves plenty of opportunities. We talked about the pitching going back to June the 23rd. The best ER in his game to another level here over the last month and a half.
Fly ball deep the opposite way. Palacios with room, however, and he makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 third. 2-0.
Really good people who know how to do that. Whether that's our architects or construction on the site at the same time, and not just the ballpark, but the development too. And so it's been done before, but it's quite a logistical challenge, and we're up to it. But you think about 5,000 people coming to work, building the stadium, building the development.
On how the whole thing is developed and where they are.
Now that we've gotten past the deadline,
exhaustion sets in.
Time for him to go home, and it's been going on for a week, and we had a lot of work to do and a lot of activity that came our way.
Checking in with each other to end up here. We just saw all of the particulars and the prominent.
It's a challenge, and Eric in his department, they do an incredible job just managing all of the different information.
Series going to track this one all the way to the wall. And Bride retreats to first base. Well, the latest and maybe
you're out the right position for him. Make sure that he's out there to hit the talent pipeline, the pool of players that we have, and making sure that we're going to be competitive for years to come.
Caballero down alongside Wardbat near the plate to take care of that pop foul off the bat of Brujan.
It's been a while since we've had a trade deadline that's been this disrupted. We have turnover in our roster. We haven't had to deal with that in 5-6 years, and so I think those emotions are a lot more raw, and it's just a different thing for us. And I think it's important for us to appreciate what those guys did for this club. And those guys were really big when it came to those.
Oh, Fortes puts down this bunt. They're going to let it roll. It's going to stay fair, and the bases are going to be loaded with 2 outs, and we'll go back to the top of the order on that bunt single. As we have seen through the years, and they made a ton of them now. And there's some, from the Rays point of view, some big names that we had up there. So the question by most fans is, are they just done? Or are they still all in terms of wild card and all of that? Teams that are successful, they'll have a nice run, and then there'll be a drop-off.
Fortunate to have a bunch of banners up there and to have 5 straight postseason to help maintain that competitive stance going forward. We feel good about the clubs.
The Rays top 30 prospects. Well, if that's the case, then 9 had to have moved out. How thick does that make things down
in the player side of our system?
A foul ball back. Your base is loaded with Tyler.
To be there. Uh-oh.
Yeah. And there's the pitching right there.
And there is strike 3 call. They leave him loaded. Matt, thanks for stopping.